Alright, baby, we're back with part 2. We're going to continue this conversation. Well, we're going to continue it, and then we're going to end it. So we're going to go back down the panel. If anybody has any last things to say, any hidden gems, if you want to throw out your fucking social, how people can reach you, like throw everything in there.
Clark.
Throw everything in there.
On Instagram, at Shinobi Clark. You know what I mean? What was I gonna say? FIFA. Not FIFA. World Cup. Who y'all got? I got friends going all the way.
We were just talking about relationships.
You right.
FIFA relationships. I'm confused.
Inner child, but anyways.
Inner child.
I would like to speak on inner child. My inner child has always wanted to fucking punch and kick and swing metal.
Metal?
Swords and shit.
Oh.
I was a little confused too. I was like,
I was thinking about a big ass pole, a big pole.
But it's been like, ever since I was a kid, it's always just been in me. Like, you guys know, you talked about like with music and shit. That's some shit you can't just explain. It's just there.
you just feel it.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And I always had a fascination with martial arts. I think it was the movements for me.
I feel that.
Like the
expression.
I've learned that martial arts is a lot of human geometry and motion. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot deeper than people would think. You know what I'm saying? That's a whole other conversation. But for as far back as I can remember, man, I've always been into it, man. Anything warrior based. Weapons. That's why I've always liked like military strategists. I studied them as well because they're fucking brilliant. Even though the war is fucked up, them niggas is brilliant. You know what I'm saying? Strategy. You know, I carry that with me in my life. You know what I'm saying? That's why I like my life best.
What book would you recommend right now for planning and?
Speaking to my thing.
Oh. What book would you recommend for me right now for like strategy and planning? If you have any on top of your head.
Fuck. Strategy and planning, the one that's off the top of my head, well, I guess this could be related. But it's called King, Warrior, Magician, Lover.
Magician, Lover. Okay.
That book helped me, because,
determine my personality.
Well, with manhood, man. Like, not having many motherfuckers around to guide a nigga growing up. Like, this book helped me understand, like, some deep-rooted shit. Because
King, Warrior, and
Magician, Lover. What it is these 4 archetypes that that it goes through. It goes through the King, the Warrior, the Magician, and the Lover. But they all have
a role to play.
They all have shadow sides that they have these different sides of. You know what I'm saying? Say if it's the Warrior, there's the warrior that's gonna do right by his kingdom and shit like that. He's gonna be for the people, or you could be a fucking tyrant. You know what I'm saying?
So kind of like a light and the dark side.
Yeah, you can be a warrior fighting for fucking rebellion or justice, whatever the fucking form of justice you think it is. Or you could use that shit just to go murder motherfuckers. Or you could go take it to raid villages and conquer people and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So it's all about
speculation.
It's all about we're capable of all this. That's the thing. We're capable of being on both sides of the fucking spectrum. It's just like what side you gonna choose to be on. Because you can be both, nigga, and
it's like good Jedi, it's like Jedi and like Sith.
Real talk. Real talk. But it breaks down these 4 archetypes of the King, Warrior, the Magician, and the Lover. The King is kind of like, leadership, fertility. I look at myself as like, I bring fertility to my family, to my household. That's part of my purpose is fertility. And you know what I'm saying? Think about like growing crops and shit like that. But that's me going out and getting what my family needs to thrive. You know what I'm saying? Then you got the Magician, who is more of like the creator, the one that manifests shit, that actually that has that vision. That's like the Magician, you know what I'm saying? The Warrior is, that's kind of cut and dry, but, not just in a battle sense, you know what I'm saying? You could fight in a sense with your mind, anyway, you know what I'm saying? It doesn't have to be physical, you know what I'm saying? Fighting is a huge spectrum, you know what I'm saying? And then the Lover, which is what we were talking about earlier with the vulnerable side, you know what I'm saying? This book, for me, it just showed me all these different sides, and it gave me a better understanding because once I started reading about the different archetypes and shit, I started to realize that I've been every single one of these motherfuckers.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, so it really opened up my eyes. So that's definitely a good one that I recommend to you.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
But going back to the childhood thing, yeah, martial arts has always been into me. It's something that makes me fucking happy, nigga. Like, it just makes me happy, calm, peaceful. I'm in my element. I don't give a fuck about, like, I would teach motherfuckers for free, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just one of those things for me. So, who's next?
Oh yeah, no, yeah, oh yeah. What are you talking about? We're not talking about childhood anymore. Right?
No.
What are we talking about?
Oh, yeah. You got any last things to say?
Yeah, I would say, man.
Last words to the people. Remember, you speaking to the people. There's no telling how many niggas is gonna hit it. So you speaking to the people, right?
Right, stop living out of fear. That's the main thing, especially in the black community. That's what I realized. Just like we want to stay in our comfort zone. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Because because our family very
Don't
nice.
like change, bro.
We don't like change.
I know that was like even with my own family. Motherfuckers, they did not
They
like
do
change.
not like
They don't
change.
like change and eating
I saw-
habits, drinking habits, whatever.
People in general don't like
Oh,
change.
yeah. I know. On Thanksgiving, I went to see my family, and one of the, they were like, "Where you been at? Why you not here in Miami?" And I was like, "I like change." That was my answer. And they literally did not answer me after that. They literally did not bother me about it after that.
They probably couldn't even
They couldn't-
understand it.
Yeah.
You
I
know?
was like, okay, all right, and we moved on. I kind of like change since I was a kid because I always used to move and stuff like that. And then I realized, you know what? Why not? Accepting that in my adulthood, and then realizing, the change is how you evolve and how you learn new things and how you adapt. Actually, you know what I mean? So if it's one thing, I'll just stop living out of fear and accept change, and that's it. What is your last word, buddy?
Get him.
Last words.
What you gotta say to the people, man?
Show love to all your loved
You
ones,
go lie
man.
down, nobody.
Straight up, Bebo Lottie got more head than he got body. But that ass, man, don't be afraid to show love and give love to all your peoples, man. Honestly, I'm that one friend that I say I love you to all my friends, bro. And my guy friends. Some of them be too much, or you feel me? And I get on them, I'm like, motherfucker, say I love you back,
Some of
bro.
them get weird.
Yeah, they do. And like, honestly, that's a whole nother
Niggas
conversation
get
itself.
weird when you
But
try to hug them. Like,
straight up.
It's true.
And I'm like, yo, motherfucker, like, I ain't trying. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I ain't trying to fight.
Bring it in here.
Yeah, like, that's just, honestly, it is kind of weird to me sometimes. Cause I'm like, yo, like, nigga, I said I love you, bro, and I mean that shit. So it's like, if I'm saying that shit to you, it's because I mean it. Don't, like, look at it like, yo, there's moot. Like, nah, motherfucker, I'm saying that shit because God forbid some shit could happen to you tomorrow, nigga, and
Yeah.
what? Like, you know what
I
I mean?
didn't get to say it.
Exactly.
You never knew how I felt.
Yeah, because you was too tough. Like, that shit is corny, bro.
Bro, that shit's real.
That shit's
Like,
real.
That shit is corny, bro. And I honestly hate that shit, bro.
That's real.
Hold bottles and all that.
Yeah, bro, like, I'm straight up, bro, like, that's men, black men, minority men, all that shit. Don't be afraid to show love to your peoples, man, because like, there's a weird stigma on, like, yo, showing too much love is gay. Like, fuck that, bro. If you want to say I love you to my bro or to your bro, nigga, look at nigga's face, be like, I love you, my nigga. Dap him up, you feel me? Salute him, be safe out here, stay dangerous. Like, and I don't care, even if my bros, and sometimes I get offended, a lot of times I get offended when they don't say it back, but as long as you know that you feel me? Cool, you know what I mean? Because you can take that and eat it and run with it, alright?
yeah.
At least you know you got somebody that love you over here, you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I'm cool with that, but saying that, hearing that shit back is nice every once in a while.
But I want to add on to that, man. That shit's so important because, like with my job, I've become very familiar with death.
Oh yeah, that's true.
So I know, like, when I see these people and they're fucking lifeless, I always think in my head, I'm like, this motherfucker didn't plan on dying today.
Bro,
And you know what's fucked up though? Like, you'll fucking, like, probably about 2 weeks ago, I found this dude dead in his car. And you find their fucking cell phone and who they just gave a message to, and it just gets you thinking, like, this motherfucker ain't never gonna hear back from you ever again. Like, when you're in that shit opens your eyes, bro. So what you spoke on is like, bro, that is so fucking important, man. We have to let each other know how the fuck we feel about each other.
straight up, man. It's like, there's nothing wrong with it. Like, they always, people never want to give them their flowers while they're still here. Like, and it's just like, why? You know what I mean? Like, honestly, for what? It's not necessarily saying, like, I gotta, thank you or something every single day, but like, yo, like, it's okay, let motherfuckers know, like, one, you here, like, two, like, yo, me and I talk every day, but when I talk to you, like, yo, I love you, my nigga, you know what I mean? Like, I do. Especially if I invested my time with you, like genuine time with you in my life, like you can't just you don't get that shit back. So it's like if I'm investing actual time in you and like I appreciate your time and your presence around me, yeah, like you know what I mean. Like I know you appreciate my presence around you, like.
I think it's not necessarily time, but experiences.
For sure, that too.
Yeah,
that too.
Like experiences that you have with people. That
100% right. Yeah,
you know,
that's what I
things together.
Yeah, but yeah, that's if I had to say, that's my little last, little message. Spread love, it's the Brooklyn way. You know what I mean?
The reason why I say time. Wait, where was I going with this?
You said you said experiences.
Experiences over time is because I've met certain people in the last year or so that have done shit that some of my friends from like 10 years ago haven't done, and kind of like illuminated that time is kind of irrelevant in the concept of friendship. Someone in a short amount of time can prove to you just as much as someone that in a long amount of time proved to you.
That's facts.
And so that's why now I've come to realize that it's experiences and the way people show you how they go about certain things
How
that
do
really.
How do they make you feel? I'm saying like in how they make you feel. Like
Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. Like my boy Relio that I just met like a year ago, like it feels like I've known this motherfucker for like 25 years. Mm-hmm. And even he's talked about it too. He's like, dude, he's like, we just clicked enough and quick enough that even though it's been only a year-long relationship, like, dude, like, that's my dog, like, that's my homie, And then we've gone through a couple things here and there that have solidified, like, the friendship. And he said things that kind of, like, out of pocket didn't need to be said, but, like, it's nice to hear from someone like you. I was like, oh, shit, like, I've only known you for a year, and, like, that's how you feel already? I mean, I felt the same way, but it's, like, nice to hear from other people.
It's the reassurance.
Yeah, like, the reassurance, for sure, absolutely.
And that's not only necessary in relationships as far as, like, you and a companion. That's, like, necessary in friendships.
In friendships, too.
Because I think more so than than your actual companionship, because granted, you want that life partner, you feel me? But a lot of times you go through a couple trials and errors before you find that person, right?
Yeah, for sure. 9
times out of 10, your road dog is usually the one that's right there. You know what I mean? So like
they was there through all the.
That's what I'm saying. So like those should be the main people. Those are the people that's in your inner circle that know you really through and through. Like those should be the people you really build on that relationship with. Like because at the end of the day, they're gonna be the main ones who hold you. You know what I mean? Hold you down.
Hold you down for sure, man. For sure.
Always show love, man. Keep it real with your people, bro. Like none of that fake shit, bro. Especially if you really care about somebody, let them know that. You know what I mean? Because everybody go through their own shit, but you never know. That motherfucker might be the cool person, but you may need that. Like you may need that. She may need that. Like yo, I don't know what you're going through, but hey, I love you. You know what I mean?
There's a saying that says, check on your strong friends.
Facts.
So the motherfucker that is the person that everybody is leaning on all the time and coming to and shit like that, like, make sure that motherfucker's good. You know what I'm saying? Because I can tell you from experience, that's a lot of, if you let it be, that can be a lot of pressure on you.
It's a lot of pressure.
You know what I'm saying? When you got responsibilities and shit. So, you know what I'm saying? Just check on each other. Like, plain and simple, you know what I'm saying? If we don't look out for each other, then that sense of community we were talking about, like, the shit doesn't exist. You know what I'm saying? And I personally want to live in a world with community.
I agree.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I want motherfuckers to help me raise my kids and shit. Like, I want, you know what I'm saying? Like, I dig that shit. You know what I'm saying? Because it takes all of us. Like, I don't have all the answers for this person, that person, this person.
Right.
So it takes all of us to, take from one another. You know what I'm saying? And figure this shit out.
Thanks.
But, you guys have any last things to say before we cut out this bitch?
That was a great episode, man. Stay tuned for round 2.
Yeah, 2 hours plus.
I just got one thing to say.
Go ahead.
Just one last thing. Stay true to who you are.
Facts.
That's it.
Always.
Some people are going to like it, some people are not. But as long as you stay true to yourself, I think you will prevail. And that's it.
Snapper Facts 101.
Alright, babe, I want to let everybody know where they can find you. If anybody wants to do any dog training, if anybody wants to
I go first.
get the DJing, let the people know how they can find you.
I already know. My name is Zero. I'm a producer, so I DJ. I DJ at Franklin Social. Come on Saturday nights so we can get turned and dance all night if you want to. And you can find me on Instagram at Zero No Hero. That's XERO No Hero.
Shinobi Clark on the socials. If you want to book Zero, or you have any questions, you trying to get in contact with this man right here.
Sick man. Sick man.
You can reach me at Shinobi Clark
All that is people, nigga.
at gmail.com. You know what I mean? Peace and love.
You can find me on Instagram and Facebook as pointyyeartraining at gmail.com. Hopefully a YouTube channel sometime soon.
Yes, sir.
But yeah, I mean, socials, if you want any questions, comments, concerns about dogs, hit me up. Hit me up on the DMs and we can talk.
Alright.
Alright, baby.
Because I do.
And when I enter back into the world, I will give you guys somewhere to reach the Shinobi Podcast. But yeah, I'm creating a page for the Shinobi Podcast. It's going to be nothing but like snippets of these episodes. And it's going to be dedicated just for that. So you're going to be able to find that soon. Yeah, man. Stay tuned for the next episode. This is a great episode. I'm happy you guys join me.
Thank you for having us.
Continue to join me and support me and fuel me, man. And I'm going to keep doing the same for you. So
We out here.
much love to y'all.
Thanks for the invite.
Shinobi Podcast signing out.
Peace and love.
Much love.
Much
Peace.
Wa alaikum salam.